All right. Let me advertise for a little bit.
I have mine too.
Hey, everybody. We are back and we are doing the season 5 wrap up. And I have everybody here, the Fret Sisters founders. We have Shorny Shorn Marshall. We have Lacole Rose. And we have Karen Autumn Rose. Yay!
Hey,
How you guys doing?
great.
Good.
Yay, we're all in different cities around the Mid-Atlantic. So I'm going to go down the list, and then we're going to talk about season 5. It was a pretty incredible season. Another accomplishment. We did all video, and yeah, it was cool. So I'm going to go down the list. We had Ellen for our first guest. Courtney was our second one. Julia Levine, Katara, Aaliyah, MJ. We had Fret Tea Talk with Pebble to Pearl, Kiana Cameron, and then we close our last episode with Gouda. Yay! Congratulations. So I wanted to say that this season was great. We had hats off to Lacole Rose, who got these guests together. We had some really good ones, starting with the first one, which was Ellen, who now is like a superstar. Yeah. She's like super famous now. When I first interviewed her, she had, she just came out, and now she's got like 20K followers. She's endorsed through a lot of bass gear products and everything. And yeah, and she was such a fun guest. Like, she started playing like probably an hour before we started our interview. Like, the girl is a genius. And she's, she pretty much, her family, I mean, her dad was really cool. I got to interview him.
Didn't he play for Victor Wooten?
He played with Victor Wooten. He was in a band. He has a project that he forms called Octavision. So, and that actually had Victor Wooten and Billy Sheehan on bass. So it was basically a super group of musicians that he has, and he put out music and everything. But yeah, go on there and watch the first episode. You'll hear about Ellen, how she started her musical journey, and then hear about her dad, Hovac. So
he's 9 years old, killing like that.
I know, right? So so then our next guest was Courtney.
She's a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I first started talking to her, and when I found out that she was actually in Pennsylvania, and I was shocked, because I was like, neighbors. I'm like, I know, because she was on Instagram. I've known her before, but she changed her username, and I was like, I didn't know she's in Pennsylvania. So in my mind, I was like, oh my God, neighbors. All this stuff that I've been researching her before I did the interview, I had nothing. It was a challenge, but I had nothing until I was like searching. And more I got a chance to talk with her. There was a lot of stuff that I came across. And then after the interview, we've been like talking for like over like an hour and a half after the interview. And she was so nice. She was so sweet, and she was very humble, and she was like very hungry to learn new things, especially about production and how to record and mixing and stuff like that without the use of the anybody else to help.
Yeah, she was really cool. She was really cool and really interesting interview.
I thought for some reason, when I first approached her, I thought she was overseas. I don't know why.
That's
I
interesting.
didn't know she was in Pennsylvania either. For some reason, she gave me an England vibe. I have no idea why.
Yeah. So yes, and so we went from Courtney to Julia Levin, another guest that Shorn interviewed. She was cool. I liked her. She was really funny.
Yeah, and before I interviewed her, I saw like a couple of videos on YouTube when she was at the Norman Rare guitar store, and one of the songs that she played was like this kind of like that funk vibe that she was playing, and I was like, oh my gosh, she's really that good. And when I and she actually in New York, she lives in New York, and she's very nice to talk to, and she told me some things that I have never heard before when it comes to technique, and also a teacher. You ever like you heard about the what is it, the hand and piano exercise?
Yes.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They now have it in the guitar form. I looked it up and it was like the same exercise that you use on piano and you use it on the guitar. And I was like,
Oh, really?
yes. I saw all
I
that
hate,
stuff.
I hate to admit this, but because when I heard that, I was like, oh yeah, I have books. I have books with it's music and tab transcription of the Hannon scales. Because a long time ago, I was watching Making the Band, Diddy Making the Band. And it was when he actually, I don't know if you look, that was a long time ago, but he was doing the band, auditioning band, how like before it was just singing groups, but he had musicians, right? And I actually know a bass player that that was in that TV show or whatever, was in the series. He never when they got to the Hannon scales, that's when he got cut. They made the musicians do the Hannon scales. Yeah. Each one of them, drums, guitar, bass, keys, and it's supposed to be, like you said, a piano thing. But when I saw that, I was like, let me look that up. And they had like books online. So I have those books if you want, you ever, I guess I could take pictures of them. I could save them and send them to you. They're very interesting. And I think there was like some YouTube videos too of guitar players doing Hannon exercises. Really good stuff. So so then we're going to Katara.
I'm sorry, the dog.
I'm going to be doing a lot of editing here.
Yeah, they're getting ready to bark at the people outside, and I had to grab her.
It's sorry. Okay. It's okay if they bark. That's good. It makes for good.
Man,
for good video.
You know these two. Oh goodness. Yeah, Katara. I did the interview with Katara, and singer-songwriter. And here's a funny thing. I'm here in Greenville, South Carolina. She's in Columbia, South Carolina.
Oh my gosh. Everybody's
right. And she's, and I performed in Columbia. She performs in Greenville. I'm like, how is this? It's pretty much what like Sean's saying. It's like, she's in Pennsylvania. We go, wait a minute. We're almost neighbors. And yeah, she's a great guitarist, singer-songwriter. She has a new EP. I like her style. And I did mention that she reminds me of a little bit of India Arie. Yeah, she has that soulful, and that early 2000s when they said neo soul, when you were adding a little jazz and hip hop to our R&B, and Lauryn Hill too. And I mentioned that, and she has some new music, and she's really great. And she's going to be, she just put out a new album and EP. I'm sorry, a new EP, and she's going to be performing. And she's going to come to Greenville when I perform, and vice versa. I'm going to go to Columbia and hope to get a live interview with her after she performs. So we're working on that because now in South Carolina, everyone's out and performing outdoors concerts. It's warm here. It's like 85, 90 some days, and all the concerts are outside, which is great, and with stages. So we're back out here, and so I hope to meet her. But she's really, really a great songwriter, great singer too, and amazing skills on guitar. She plays a Fender Stratocaster, and really good sounds. I think her effects are. She's not a big effect person because it's all about her voice. So you may hear a little reverb, maybe a little overdrive and delay, but mainly it's about her voice. Great singer, great guitar player. She has her own band. So she's awesome. Very nice girl.
Cool.
Very nice. Very nice.
Cool. So then, so we're going down to, then our next guest was Aaliyah, and she was very cool. I really like that interview. Good interview, Shorn. That was good.
I known her a little bit through Gabby. We be every time she be on live too, and we be like talking and chatting and stuff like that. But it was like the first time I actually spoke with her face to face on a video call, because like we'd be talking and stuff through for social media, but we never see each other or actually talk to each other like on a one-on-one basis. And every time we had to be just laugh and talking. But it was kind of shocking that me and her both used the same doll that mostly nobody don't even know about.
I remember.
And when she said Mixcraft, I was like, excuse me, I use Mixcraft. And she's like, I'm the only person that she knows that used the program. And then after the interview, we like been talking about some other stuff from Mixcraft that she didn't know, especially with the new updates that was going on. But we've been like, every time we talk to each other, we just laugh and laugh and laugh. And it was very fun. It was actually one of my favorite interviews this entire season.
Cool. Yeah, that was really cool. You should actually do a demo on that, Shorn, because that was interesting listening to that.
Yeah.
It was actually one of my lists of videos that I wanted to do, but I was trying not to go all over the place. I want to make sure that I have everything that, precise and makes sense. Because like a couple people like, what the hell is Mixcraft? Like I thought everybody uses Logic, GarageBand, and Pro Tools. I'm like, if you don't want to spend a lot of money on these things, especially Pro Tools, it's more highly complicated. Like once you get the program, you will get a book that is so thick, and it's searching for stuff like basic stuff, like how you record. I'm like, look, I don't have time for all that. Like, I just want to how to record with this stupid program. And Mixcraft is very user friendly and very straightforward. So. Most definitely, that is actually one of the lists of things that I wanted to do, because a lot of people been asking me about music production and how to properly mix down your vocals and all that stuff. So
that's cool.
Yeah, that's great.
So, so then our next guest was MJ, and I interviewed MJ, and she's a guitarist and a lawyer. So she has two things going on in her life that are pretty big. She's a very accomplished guitar player, and yeah, she does family law. She has her own law firm. So that was a very interesting conversation that we had, talking about that. But yeah, you guys got to check her out. She has a PRS, couple PRSs, and she's really, really good. She's like fusion, rock, funk. She's got it all. Then after that, we did Fret Tea Talk, and I did it with my band Pebble to Pearl. I invited the girls back. What we talked about last year was when COVID came and we lost our gigs, but now we're back, and the DC area where I'm at is opening up pretty much, more so Virginia and parts of DC, that a lot of our, we're getting a lot of gigs now. So like a lot of gigs. So we talk about that, getting gigs, plus venues and, places that hire bands on a local level. This is more on a local level. They, as far as how much pay, do we see, venues trying to say, hey, we can't pay you because of the pandemic. That's kind of happening, but she's pretty much has in the clause that if the phase is 50% or 25% capacity, then, we'll take the cut. But if you're at 100% capacity, then those rules don't apply anymore. And to tell you the truth, a lot of venues are trying to use that excuse to not pay musicians and thinking that musicians want to come back, that they're hungry to come back. But yeah, no, she pretty much has been pretty, kind of like harsh on the, letting the booking agents know, we're not going to be doing these cheap gigs, for,
Right.
And I hope everybody takes that too, and they're not like scrambling or dying to like do a $50 gig and stuff. I hope we're going to get those memes again, right?
Probably will. Remember, what was it? 2019, people were complaining about $100 gigs.
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
right.
Anybody got any gigs? Anybody? So, they might take $50 gigs,
I know.
Who knows?
Right.
Yeah.
I also interviewed the next guest, which was Kiana Cameron, and she was pretty awesome. We had a good conversation. Now, she also during the pandemic decided to go back to school, and so she's at Berkeley. Yeah. So that was interesting for her to do that, and so yeah, we had a really good conversation on that, and she talks about learning different styles, and how that helps, because if somebody gives you a call and says, I want you to play some rock, she's ready for that, a jazz thing or whatever, kind of being open-minded as a musician and as a whole. So I thought that was really cool. But our last one I wanted to kind of spend a little time on is Gouda.
Gouda!
MVP.
Yes,
yeah.
MVP, right?
She's an honorary Fret sister.
Yeah.
Yes, she is.
We interviewed Gouda a few seasons back, and she's another one that decided, I'm going back to school. I'm going to learn music the right way. This was her thing. She did it. She graduated. She landed a gig on TV One, one of TV One's award show or honorary show.
Urban, the urban one. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, talk about that.
Yeah, well, yeah, she landed the gig, and that's because she posted who she is. They found her in it, and she had to motor to Atlanta, and it was her first gig, TV gig with all female jazz band. So Gouda, mother, student, graduated. She was a former first responder, EMT technician, and all of that. And she, with the support of her family and wonderful husband and 2 young children, she went back to school full time to get her bachelor's degree in music to pursue her dream. Not only is she a guitar player, but she's also a great bass player too. And I interviewed her in her last interview, and yeah, she's really going places, and she's pursuing her dreams. We all met at a summit, and we met years ago. And she mentioned in the video that her husband had to buy her a ticket, and she's like, I don't know. And we met. So she's an honorary alumnus of the Fret Sisters.
Yes.
Wonderful person, works really hard. She's studying, she's playing all styles of music. And we had a great conversation. She's definitely an inspiration.
Definitely.
To girls and women that are older too, because now, she's not a teenager. And she says, I'm going, and she mentioned to me, hey, I'm starting over. And I said, maybe you're just moving forward instead of, you're not starting all over, because you've been there. Now it's a pause button, and you had to have family, family, job, duty, take care of family. Yeah. And then she said, you know what? I'm going to go back to school. I'm going to pursue my dream. And she's doing what she loves. And hey, hats off to her.
Yeah, definitely.
What I love about Gouda, it's not only that she's a great player, like Karen Autumn mentioned, she's a great person. You meet her, there's no air. She's just a kind person. She's funny. She's the kind of person that you see online and they put on that facade of that's who they are. That's really who she is.
She is who she is, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
definitely somebody we want to keep promoting and supporting.
Yeah.
She's definitely inspiration to all women, pursuing their dreams. So, so season 5 our season 5 wrap up. Season 6, when are we doing that? We're taking a break.
Oh, this fall, but right now I just want to be on somebody's beach. So
Yeah, I know. Everything's opening back up, right? We're all vaccinated.
Yes.
Thank God.
Somewhat.
Yes.
3 out of 4 ain't bad. 3 out of 4 ain't bad.
So most of us are vaccinated, but so, I'm happy about that.
The schools are opening back up. School's out now here. So schools are opening back up. And I mentioned, because it's so warm down here, all the concerts are outdoors. I would say 90%. So everybody's out. A lot of people did get vaccinated. I know all the people and members in the bands that I play with have.
Yeah.
And that's because we also have other occupations. I'm a teacher. One of my singers is a teacher.
Yeah. Well, we're just happy that everything's opening back up.
Yeah.
Actually overall in the United States, the rate is pretty low. Everything's lowering. So that's a good thing. And then, venues are opening back up, bands are playing again, musicians are getting back to work, which is a wonderful thing. I love looking at Facebook and seeing my personal friends, plus people that I am friends with on there, just showing pictures, on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, showing their pictures that they're out there performing again. The industry, the entertainment industry is opening back up as far as production. Tours are starting to come back, so then you got those hired guns getting back to work. So I just love all of that.
Don't know how stoked I am. Broadway is open. I'm a musical.
Yeah.
I'm going to New York just so I can see a live Broadway show. I can't wait.
Broadway. I was surprised. I was watching TV and I'm from New York City. The Knicks were playing because they're in the playoffs. I'm looking at Madison Square Garden packed. And I'm like, we're back,
New York is pretty much open.
This fall, I believe that Broadway will be 100% back.
Oh yeah, it's coming back in September. If you didn't hear.
September, fall.
Yeah. So and I definitely agree with you on that, Lacole. I'm glad Broadway is opening back up, and I'll be in New York next week, so I'll see how it is over there. Yeah. So season 6. I mean, we have more. If you guys want to be a guest, you're a musician. Anything, just hit us up, fretsistersmusic@gmail.com, Instagram and Facebook @FretSisters. Any topics? Are we going to try anything new?
We don't know yet. Well, right now we're just happy the world is opening up. So we'll get back.
Yeah. Maybe
we're going to be post-COVID. So that's.
I know, gosh,
it's going to be
so
new.
long. So so just talking to our guests then, in the future, like in the fall, that'll be pretty amazing to hear about their kind of situation now, instead of like last year when we did it. My gosh, everybody was home.
We have new merch too, thanks to Shorn.
Shorn, talk about the merch real quick.
Right.
The new merch has been added. We now getting these little fancy water bottles, since it's going to be very, very hot. So I'm very excited to get those. And also now we have like notebooks for those that like to write and journal, and we have those now in our store. So make sure you go to our website and check those out. And yes, we also got special mugs if you are like coffee, tea lovers, and t-shirts. We got socks, we got hats, we got towels, we got pillows, aprons.
We can file your taxes, all that.
Right. All right. So congratulations to you guys, for, putting in another great season. And then we want to thank our listeners and our supporters. And gosh, you guys, without you guys, man, I don't know what we'd be doing, but.
Good job, ladies. Great job interviewing, holding it down.
Yeah. And also the guests too. I want to thank all our guests for this season. Yeah. Awesome. Okay. So until next time.
Thanks, you all. Appreciate
Thank you,
it.
everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.